Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Today I was going to look at more of a year in review for the channel and kind of like what's going to come next. This past year has been a lot of fun. I've been doing a lot of cool videos, went up to Duluth a lot. I enjoyed my time in Duluth, had put out some good content there, but I also got out to Lake Rebecca, Monarch, Elm Creek, got into the Wisconsin stuff in Kinnickinnick and at Whitetail Ridge. If you haven't checked those videos out, check them out. There's a lot of good stuff out there. There's a lot of fun riding out there to look forward to for next year. Snow has come. Trails are now going to basically say they want fat bikes on the trails only now. So mountain bike season pretty much has come to an end in Minnesota. I might take the bike down south, who knows, but for the most part I think there's not going to be any more riding content for the rest of the year. I do have a fair amount of service jobs that I need to do on the bike, so I might take that opportunity to take a look at those and maybe do some of that work. The shock on the bike is, you can see, is missing. It needs to get serviced. I've never serviced my shock before. In the past I've sent it out to have it done. I'm kind of tempted to give that a shot, maybe put another spacer in there, kind of play around with that. I have really not done much with that bike, with that. So I'm kind of curious to play around with that, just try some new things. The other thing I'm looking at is taking the frame and just cleaning everything out. I've also removed the pivots. They were pretty nasty. They were pretty bad. I actually had an issue where the cone washer that is used to help keep the pivot bolts in the frame, they both stripped on me, and one fell out, one didn't. So I wasn't able to clean it during the middle of the season because it was just kind of a pain in the ass. So what I ended up doing is just taking the screw out and just waiting for the bolts to actually fall out. One of them fell, like I lost it. The other one, it got loose enough to the point where I could actually get it out. And I've got new bolts, so I've got to do that. I'm going to replace those bolts. Probably going to look at the bearings. I got a whole bunch of bearings that are left over from previous services. So a few years ago I only did the top. I only did the bottom and didn't do the top, so I still have those. And then last year I think I only switched out like maybe 1 or 2 bearings, and so I still have some of those left over. So all in all, I've got some stuff that I could do on the bike for just servicing it, and that's fine. It needs it. You know, every single year for a full suspension bike, you gotta service that fork, you gotta service the shock, you gotta swap out take a look at the pivots. This is, 4.5-year-old bike. I put it through a lot of travel this year. Put, almost about 900 miles on it. So these things are gonna wear out. I probably need to get a new chain. Start thinking about the drivetrain, see what kind of condition the cassette is in. I think the cassette is now 1.5 years, but I just want to just double check and make sure it looks good. I expect to get at least another year out of that cassette, but just want to make sure it's still, the wear isn't too bad. Yeah, so I went and bought replacement bolts. I've got replacement parts here. Cleaned off my pivot. These are my old bolts, the old washers. Got the shocks in here. This needs to get serviced. And here I have all of my excess pivot hardware that I haven't used in the past. For some reason I have 3 of these open-ended pivots. I'm guessing because I didn't replace one of them, or I only replaced one time. But now I've got so many, I got to figure out what I'm going to do. One thing I do want to find out from you guys is, do you want to see those videos? Let me know down below. Do you want to see me servicing the shock? Do you want me to see us servicing the fork? What I'm going to do with my pivots, with my, that sort of stuff. If you want to see some of that stuff, let me know. I'd be keen to do a video and just put it out there and see if you like it or not. But if there's stuff you want to see maintenance-wise, put it down below, and I've got some time. I'll probably do some videos on that stuff. But we'll see what people want to see. One thing I want to do is say thank you for tuning in and watching these videos. I really appreciate it. If people didn't watch, I wouldn't make this stuff. It's a lot of work to do these videos and edit them and go and drive to these places. So I appreciate that. I think what I'm going to see going, now that the dirt season is pretty much over, I'm going to still try and put some little shorts out here and there, as well as some maintenance stuff. But I think those are what you're going to see. So you're going to see some. I'm going to try and hunt and find some little bits and nuggets that I've rode during the year that maybe they made it in a video, maybe they didn't. But I think I'm going to kind of filter those or slide those in over the next, couple months. I don't think for travel plans, I don't know if I'm really going to go anywhere. I have an opportunity to go south in December, but based on work, I'm not really sure if I'm going to be able to do that. Just a couple of things coming up. I know I have a bunch of obligations for other things that are going to be during the winter, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get the bike and go down. I would go down. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to take the bike anywhere over the winter period. I love to hit Bentonville. Love to get back to Arizona if possible. Hopefully next year I will be able to get like a Montana trip in, maybe a California trip in, possibly a Colorado trip in. We didn't do a lot of traveling this summer. It was pretty busy. Kids were sports. But I think there's going to be some opportunity next year to get a little bit more travel in. So I'm hoping to do that. And I think that always hope to get out and ride new places and explore new stuff. So I'm looking forward to possibly doing that. I know I have like a ton of vacation just stockpiled because I didn't take it this year. But hopefully next year some opportunities show up and I can do that. One thing I am going to start doing is start putting out some playlists from the last few years. I figured I've went out and created some playlists. There's only like 5 or 6 videos, and it's been for each year that the channel's been going. And I thought it'd be fun to just put those out and share those and see if people click on them. I'll link them down below up front right now, but I'm going to put them out as posts as well. So see if people are interested in watching those playlists. During the winter, it might not be a bad idea just to go look at some of the older stuff. I've made a lot of videos out there. If you're newer to the channel, you might not realize I've been to a lot of these places because they're just in the backlog. So you got to go hunt for them if you want to look at them. But I put a couple playlists and some select videos for each year. So go check those out. I appreciate it. Lastly, I'm just going to say, hey, have fun this winter. If you fat bike, have fun. If you ski, if you're Nordic or Alpine, have a good time. You bowl, whatever. Go out, have some fun, and get out of the house. So talk to you later. Bye.